Do you have any idea who was the first shliach, the first emissary? And I mentioned this in connection with today's Kinus HaShluchim in New York, as I spoke yesterday. The gathering, the convention, the international annual convention of all the Rebbe's emissaries around the world. Who was the first shliach that's mentioned in the Torah? Mentioned in the Torah portion of today. And while you're thinking, let's in the meantime say Tehillim to thank God. Mizmor l'Seder Ril Adonai Kol Haaretz Ivdos Adonai B'Simcho Boi Lefanav B'Non Aduk Adonai Limu Osanu V'Lo Anachna Mitzvah Marisai Boi Yishor B'Seder Chatzroi Sebisilo Hoi Dole Baruch Shmoi Toiv Adonai L'Olam Chazdoi V'Doyer V'Doyer Emunasoi. Let's give some tzedakah for the safety and security of all of Am Yisrael and in honor of the Shluchim. So before I give you the answer about who was the first emissary, I want to ask you another question. Did you ever wonder how those shluchim exist? How they function? How come they're so successful? We're talking of young people, those who start out. No training in fundraising as an example. No training in giving speeches. Yet, they all go out there, and in a short period of time, they have to raise a budget, they have to build a building, or they have to buy a building. They have to give TV interviews, radio interviews, etc., etc., etc. How does it work? I have no idea the annual budget of Chabad around the world. I don't know if anybody knows. You're talking billions of dollars. How does all this happen? So you know what? The answer is in the parasha of the week where we're talking about the first shliach. Avram Avinu, our patriarch Abraham, is sending his servant Eliezer on a mission. Says, you are my emissary to go find a wife for my son Yitzchak. And for this, I give you my wealth. I give you everything to give, if necessary, to give as a dowry. And I trust you. But there he says the following words. Avram Avinu, before Eliezer leaves, Avram Avinu gives him a blessing. And he says, Yishlach malach lefanecha. God will send the angel lefanecha, ahead of you, in front of you. Shouldn't he say he will send his angel with you? But the answer of what lies in this word. Avram Avinu tells Eliezer, you will be successful. Why? Because the blessing is already there. God already sent his malach. God already sent his angel. Even before you go out, as long as you know you're going as an emissary, as long as you know you're not on your own, he's already there. And to illustrate this, I want to share with you a fascinating little anecdote. Two elderly Chassidim shluchim, Rav Reitschik from Los Angeles and Rav Mendel von Tufas. Elderly people with a lot of baggage and experience in their lives. Everybody in their own way. This one in Russia, in Siberia, etc. This one in Los Angeles. When Los Angeles was a wasteland, a desert of Judaism. And they were together collecting funds for a certain important cause. They had an appointment with some philanthropist. Coming to the appointment, turns out the philanthropist was very busy, and he apologized through his secretary, asking them they should wait a little moment. He'll be ready soon to receive them. And in the meantime, they should please sit down in the foyer, have a waiting room, comfortable chairs. And they sat down. No, two elderly Chassidim, they exchanged words of Torah, some thoughts, but they were so tired that they actually fell asleep. And in a deep sleep. Finally, they woke up. Secretary stands there, a little uncomfortable, and she says, my boss asked me not to wake you up. But before he left, which he had no choice, he gave me an envelope to give you. And he apologized for not receiving you on time and then to have leave. Thank you. Then when they looked in the envelope, they saw that the amount which was in this envelope was way more than they even thought of asking. So at that point, Reb Mendel turns to Rabbi Reichik and he says, Shmuel, maybe you know another office that we can go sleep. What's the idea? Yishlach maloch elefanecha. The success of all the shluchim is the Rebbe's blessing. But the blessing is such that it is there already, even before you came. As long as you march, as long as you go, as long as you do what you have to, the Rebbe's blessing is there. And that's the success of Shlichus. And please, Eibishter, we want to see the Rebbe. We want to see our Mishaleach in the Beis HaMikdash today.